With you. Cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers to our mums.
Cheers to the moms.
Yeah, cheers to our mums and cheers to this fucking unreal piece of writing
Oh, man.
that we've got in front of us, man.
It's hard to even put into words, really. I mean, like, I guess when you're writing, it's you're doing it in private, but then to connect with somebody who just like so fundamentally understands and feels what you're trying to communicate. It's something profound, I think, and I mean, I think it probably transcends any hubris or monetary desires that you have when you're just like, oh right, that's right. Like, we are trying to express something here. We're trying to soothe something that can't be solved. It's a calamine lotion, and like, I mean, art might not be able to provide answers, but I mean, maybe it can be like a hug, an embrace, or something, or at the very least, something to go, hey, I'm not crazy. I've had that thought, you know. Man, I gotta say, man, it was your decisions. It was just, it's not my piece anymore. It's both. You brought your thing to it, man. And
no, I think, well, as an actor, you know, like it's cliche, but you're only as good as the writing. And that, when I read your story, in fact, after we went on tonight and did the read, I was like, there's a million more things I could have done with it. But, you know, only a good piece of writing allows for that way of thinking. A lot of the time, you get a script and you be like, just get out of the way, get your paycheck and go. But yeah, like I said to you before, usually my agent puts like stuff like this in front of me and I'll read it and I'll be like, nah, it's not worth my time being away from my son. It's worth it, bro. It's like with a piece of writing that healed me upon first read. I was like, I smell all those things and I have had those episodes where I wake up in the middle of the night and go looking for my mom.
Man, it's a funny thing, man. They never leave. I don't think, man. Like, they're always. I mean, it's so funny, man. Like, I always imagine, like, what will it be like when she's gone? And like, you try to anticipate and you think about it, and I'm like, what am I gonna do? And it's like, I don't think you ever get like, you're never okay with it, but maybe you get better at like managing the guest visits of the Aitus, man, of the presence there. You carry it. You would hope that you carry it with dignity, like the company of that, and I guess one way or another, as far as like actors and writers, man, we need each other.
Yeah, for real.
It's that symbiosis, man. It's that's the electricity right there, I think. Like, I was thinking, like writing is almost like something that you do in secret, you know. It's like it almost like something perverse, but sharing story like that, I mean, what other way is there to do it? It's electric. I mean, that is the function of story when you think about it at its like most fundamental level. People gathered around and attempting to like bridge a distance. We carry these secret worlds inside of our heads and we can get so caught up in there, and it's like we can feel so lonely, I think, with what we're bearing, and like we are the only person who has ever felt that. And it's like not until like that you almost like release this thing like a confession that you're like, holy shit, it's not that crazy. You know, we're all here on this ride, and no one has an answer to it, man. There is no remedy. There is no remedy except the final one. And like, why not gather? Why not gather and sit and share that resonance, man. And like that's what I felt. And there's an electricity. I couldn't believe it when you were reading that, man. I was like, oh God, this can't just be because it's familiar to me. Like there is a commonality there, and for you to bring that to life is, I think what a proof of concept.
Kind of like as an actor, when you get a piece of writing that excites you, that's so few and far between. Like those sort of opportunities, and the fact that it wasn't even a script. Yeah, but I was just like, and wearing this in the middle of Newtown, I was like, I felt so out of place walking into the barber.
Yeah, well, I know you made some of the cousins feel right at home, man.
Oh, so, cool! I'm glad.
In the audience there, I was like, all right, here we go.
Yeah. I think I wore it as more of like a defense. I was like, if the reader's shit, then at least I looked the part. Like to be able to match, the piece of writing for what it is.
I mean, you try and. One way or another, we're trying to latch onto the ancestors, I think, man, and to like give us strength, rise us up, if nothing else, to inhabit us, maybe to like do and be things that are like impossible. I think it's impossible. I mean, loss is just something so absurd. I mean, I think loss is something so painful that it becomes absurd, and there is no sense in it, man. There is no organizing it in a way where you can just like almost like a footy speech at the end of the game, like, yeah, mate, you're best on field. At least you die peacefully. I mean, you say all these things, of course, but I mean, it's in lieu of like really being able to say anything else. Aitu, yes. So Aitu is like the Samoan word for like a spirit or a ghost. But it's funny. I guess it's got multiple functions because it can be used as a disciplinary tool. Like if you're someone who's naughty, you'd be like, all right, Aiutu's there. You better do what I'm telling you to do. Otherwise, the Aitus are going to come and get you. But it can also be the source of stories. I mean, it's the source of like myths and legends of Samoa as well. But I guess it's also something that is ancient, unresolvable, and I guess something that persists before and after we have been here. Something that transcends our experience, and that is both distressing, I think, and terrifying, but also something of a comfort, I think. So I think like in Samoan history, but also culturally speaking, it's kind of has a lot of functions. Yeah, I mean, we are lovable people and lethal people as well. But I think that maybe this is not, this is like, maybe goes for a lot of like brown stories, is that the notion of the simple, dumb coconut that is there to experience just something simple or entertain or gratify, that there are rich lives that are lived, and thoughts that are explored, and rich histories, I think, that have kind of like really been plowed over or commodified in place of, I guess, like Western ideas of thinking, and that we have something to learn. I think we have something to learn from all brown stories that I think that Western culture has like is inadequate. It can't answer those. The deeper needs of the soul and of family and connection, of place, of belonging, and not to really, I don't know, not just to consider that in terms of a holiday visit to Hawaii or something like that. Like that, this is like a mutual meeting of respect, of like, we have something to share and experience and learn from each other.
If I could just think here, in Aussie, the reason why I love story and why I love Oliver's story here, and my experience being from New Zealand too, is like in Aussie, Pacific Islanders don't have an identity off the rugby field or outside of a high-vis uniform.
So true.
But that made me excited as an artist, because we're the kind of first port of call, and we get the opportunity to be able to help figure out what that identity is, and to be able to shape a part of society as an artist, I think is our highest purpose, more than anything. And just in support to
it's so true, man. Like how the greater question of how to live. Like, I mean, there is how to govern, there's how to manage your finances, but like how to live. I mean, and like I think how to live is how to die, and how to die with grace. And I don't think you can do that until you live in recognition and acceptance of like everyone who came before you, and to actually come to terms with your own demise, I think. And I think that like Samoan culture, Samoan people, I mean, they mourn so deeply. I mean, it's almost comical, you know. You see the auntie. You hear this stuff. I think about an auntie of mine threw herself in a coffin.
Oh yeah.
I don't even know if she felt that strongly about the person, but she did feel strongly at the time. And I think it's like that gives a magnitude to living, to experience that loss. And when you are closed off to that, I think that how can you fully live and navigate through the world and see the people around you if you haven't opened that door until it's too late, I think. So I think we have so much to learn as far as like the greater questions of like, we will go. So how will we be when we're here? Yeah.
We will go. For real. What do we leave behind?
What do we leave behind? Yeah. What do we like? And I guess even beyond work or achievements, like the who do we touch? And there might not be accolades or an audience for that, but to like, I mean, what is a family legacy except like a connectivity? It's a current being passed. And if you are all up in your head and you are living solipsistic and you're in this little cabin inside your head and you're just peering out and you're gathering resources, me, like what a lonely existence. And it must hurt, and it does hurt, and it probably has untold like consequences, I think, for as far as someone letting you in on the highway, you know, someone who will accommodate, who sees you, I see you, you know. And I think to live openly without that, to live, to sing, to chinka on the guitar, to cry, to fight, and to just like run that ship into the ground, man. Because it goes.
I feel that.
Oh.
No.
It's something else, I think. I mean, like, I think when you grow up loving stories, growing up loving movies, you love them in spite of no clear, real identifying markers connecting it to you. And I think you fill in the dots. And it becomes such a habit that you probably don't even realize it's there. But there is something else about seeing a story where you're like, oh my God, my auntie did that. It's electric, I think. And it's you're like, I think it's easy to feel like an imposter in the artistic world, in the literary world. You're like, okay, can a dumb coconut somehow trick his way into this? But when you see your stories up there, you're like, oh yeah, okay. Maybe this is something that other people can appreciate. It isn't something that I need to be embarrassed of. It's something I can embrace and celebrate, but also, I guess, laugh about, share.
I think there was something that I really appreciated about Aitu as well, was like, you know, it's got all those, I didn't have to fill in the gaps in terms of a story from, you know, from where it was from. I was able to speak my ngangana and also speak in a way that relates globally. And it's something that I really respect about the work you put out there, brother. And it's vulnerable as well. The date that your mother passed, it's this, she lives with this forever. And I know that down the line, it'll be a story that somebody who's going through these feelings of grief will be able to read, will be able to heal, will be able to relate to in more ways than one. And yeah, bro, just from myself as the reader, from everybody here, StorySALOON, we're just so proud to be able to let your story be heard tonight.
And I gotta say, it's an honor for it to be heard. But also, like I was saying earlier, that it's, as I watched you up there, I was like, man, this is yours too now. And maybe that is it. Maybe that is it. It is like this electric wire, and anyone who sees it, who recognizes it, you grab onto it, and you're like, no, there is. You know when you see it, that there's a. Maybe that's what it is. We have people who are who have been historically or yearning to be heard. When that home is found, it's an arrival.
Yeah, and that's in the story too. You know, the story of how you arrive is you know, above and beyond the most important thing. I've only got one question for you, brother, because we got to get out of here. And I just wanted to ask about what your relationship was like with your mother.
Huh. Wow. I mean, she was an incredible woman. I mean, she was loaded dynamite. She was somebody who she would make outrageous claims and stories as we grew up. Like she would read the dictionary as a 6-year-old because there's no other books on the shelf. She was very like proudly anti-establishment. 9 kids, you know, 2 bedrooms. Was a recidivist truant, just hated school, but would insist on us reading from a King James Bible on Sunday, reciting Shakespeare. She was someone who honed her mind and was thirsty, I think, for so much, but those opportunities, I think, were very scarce. And I think like most islanders who grew up maybe in, I guess, spare situations, neglect is rife. Like she experienced things in early life that, I mean, I trouble to even think like, and I think they burrowed in deep inside her mind, and eventually, I mean, as strong-willed as she was, I mean, she did. She was schizoid defective. So severe mental illness, but with a warrior mindset, it meant that she was always going to be railing against the system. And it was always a matter of trying to find a home for her. And that place didn't exist on earth. But all through it, I mean, she was always an artist, a poet, musician, pottery, just thinker, you know. Also, wicked sense of humor. She could be. She was the probably the instigator of a lot of our teasing amongst us and our siblings.
Yeah.
I mean, she was very fond of the expression of, "If you can't stand the heat, don't stay in the kitchen." So she could be so mean, but a wicked tongue. And I mean, she was an incredible, thirsty, hungry heart that was probably brutalized, but was a total warrior, I think, to the end.
Yeah.
I mean, you carry these debts. You carry these debts, and you try to fulfill or ease some pain that's kind of probably unquenchable. Doesn't stop you from trying.
Thanks, bro. I mean, you mentioned that, you know, she was the type of person who didn't know where her home was, but I've read your words for the past few weeks now, and I know she has a home there through her son.
Thank you, brother. And your mother too, man. I know she does, man.
Appreciate you, my
the
boy.
Island Mamas.
I'm proud of you, bro. Yeah, Island Mamas, man. They're sitting up there having a laugh right now. Let's wrap these cameras up, and thank you, brother, for coming on board.
Thank you, brother.
And